closing for our folklore salon tonight is Baz Tunstall. So Baz is a Moreton Bay based creative in their third year of creative writing bachelor at QUT. Baz is a poet and writer compelled by the grime and gore of the world and the beauty that grows through it all. Their work focuses on gothic and religious influences and explores what it is to love our world while not shying away from the dark and desperate parts of it. I do want to add that Baz's piece tonight does come with a content warning of non-graphic mentions of suicide and slight gore. So if you need to take a break, head out into the balcony, step outside. We really love it when people look after themselves. But please welcome Baz with their piece, Desiccate. Desiccate. A man kills himself in the desert. On the first day, a crow plucks out his eye. There is blood in the sand, but his shoes are clean. There is something in his hand, but his fingers won't unfurl. There is a shadow overhead. A man has killed himself in the desert. On the second day, a man in an apartment puts on a suit and a tie. It is too tight and he does not loosen it. Outside, a crow swallows something round, bloodied, and weeping. It taps on his window and the man does not look up. The crow is vast. Its edges have begun to blur. There is sand in the wind, fine and biting. The man feels it sharp and stinging against the skin of his neck. He cannot focus and he is having trouble breathing. He thinks he hears a woman crying. He does not look up. There is a corpse in the desert. On the third day, the crow tears the rotting mouth into a grin and leaves with a tooth. In the city, the man is drinking coffee. The air is sweet and metallic. The woman across from him is crying. He does not comfort her. He does not look up. There is something at the bottom of his mug, bone white and picked clean. The woman's face smells like wax and he does not hear her screaming. He finishes his drink. There is a crow outside the diner. It calls to the wind and the echo sounds like laughter. There is a corpse grinning in the desert. By the fourth day, his tie is growing tighter. The billboard outside is bending in the wind. It used to advertise something. It used to show a woman smiling. The steel that held it up is howling, wailing as it twists and cracks like breaking bone. His mouth tastes like iron. He bites his tongue and he calls it blood. A crow is calling somewhere far away. The man does not see it and he does not look for it. There used to be a woman smiling. There's sand in the wind. In the desert, the bones are beginning to show. In his dreams, he can hear singing. She is singing and he remembers. He remembers a life, a man, a kind man, and a woman who loved him. Even in the dream, he feels the shadow fall over him. It is vast and impossibly black. The woman begins to cry. She reaches for him and he feels her brush his face. It feels different, and though he does not look, he knows that she is gone. She touches his cheek and he does not feel the softness of her skin. He does not feel the warmth of her palm or the kindness of her fingers. He does not look, but he knows the feel of feathers. He wakes and his mouth tastes of blood. Black wings cut like glass through biting winds. The city is immense. Buildings jut like cracked bone towards the sky. The people in them think this skeleton will last forever, but high above, the crow knows that there is no such thing as always. The crow sings, and in the howling wind, it sounds like weeping. Below, a shadow passes over the city, and the man looks away. He has something in his hands, and he turns it over. The circle of gold catches the light. He does not remember why he has it, but he knows that he does not want to let it go. It is the fifth day. There are bones in the desert. The city was once very far away from the desert. It was once a single world of many. Now it is the only one left. The sand blew in on the breeze and the desert came to take everything back. The wind, sharp and biting, howls through empty streets, and no one hears a thing. The coffee feels rough on his tongue, and he cannot rid the taste of metal. Outside, the billboard fractures and falls, and the sound of clanging steel is deafening. In the sky, the crow is circling. The desert will take everything back. It is the sixth day. It should be the seventh, but something is missing. The billboard is standing straight and the woman is smiling. The streets are busy and there is no sand. The city is loud and the coffee is smooth, but his mouth tastes of iron and he cannot stop coughing. The man is looking for something. It should be in his pocket, but he does not have it. High above him, someone is singing, and for a moment he remembers. He remembers her brown skin speckled by the sun, her voice like velvet echoing laughter, and for a moment he remembers. A circle of gold catches the light. The man closes his eyes. Her skin feels like feathers. Above him, the crow stretches wide and she is not a crow. The sky turns black. The desert is vast, and in the darkness it burns like molten iron. The seventh day has come. The city is falling. The wind is biting, and in the streets steel falls like flesh from bone. The crow that is not a crow fills the sky. It is the seventh day. The desert will take everything back. In the city, a man puts on a suit and a tie. It is too tight and he does not loosen it. The city has fallen, and he leaves no footprints. He looks to the sky, and he sees only darkness. He closes his eyes, and the echo sounds like laughter. A man kills himself in the desert. Thank you.